Hey, what's up, everybody? One sec. Hey, Paul, Danoception, Tommy, Freedom, Michael, it is good to see you guys. Got some nice movement overnight here. Quite a bit of bars were printed, actually. A must. All right, let's get our key levels set up here. Market's already open. I'm not too concerned about anything setting up just yet. We're in like a big range, but zoom in here in a sec. All right, so the overnight high is more or less where the high from yesterday was. It looks like we got some narrow channels playing out. Morning, Martin. Hey, Joanne. Subtrend might already be done. I'll pop over to NQ, which has far less bars, so a lot less activity on the Nasdaq overnight, which is not really sure what the reason would, behind that would be. A lot of activity on the S&P, not so much on Nasdaq. That's kind of strange. Nasdaq price action, not super clean. It's more looking like a bunch of V-shaped reversals. And it still looks like we have a trend intact, but with all these V-shaped reversals, should probably look for the more narrow pattern that may already be played out. So either way, on either market, kind of expecting this move down. We'll keep track of it. If we get a really good looking lower high, we could consider taking a short. Here in a minute, we'll also take a gander at news. I don't remember anything scheduled for today, but you never know. Yeah, there is no economic releases today. NQ so far dropping below the EMA, still in this little bear channel. S&P already looks like it's done with that. Had a close outside, new low. While we are waiting, I'm going to reload my chart. All right, so again, this little move on the S&P played out here. We would expect a bounce. At the same time, NQ still in this little downtrend. We would expect another leg down, so we're expecting two different things on each symbol. Another good sign to just wait and see what the market's going to do next. Nothing clear yet. Couple more folks jumped in the chat. Sorry I didn't see you guys. Good morning to you, Martin. Hey, Tom. Jonathan Moore, good to see you. Yeah, I would agree, Jonathan. I don't think home sales is going to do anything. Be right back. Kids calling. All right, looks like I didn't miss anything while I stepped out there. Getting to be real sideways action. Whoa, hello. What's this volatility? Oh my gosh. All right, sorry, my kid's calling me one more time. Be right back. It's one of those days here, guys. Hashtag day trader father with sick kids. Anyway, a nice little push down. I'm not seeing any news on this, so it looks just like a random push. Felt kind of news-like though. Some decent volatility. Look at this. Just as we had a volatile push down, we're getting a big bar to the upside. This is a huge bar, guys. My goodness, this ATR remains super elevated. Look at that, more than 10 points on that bar. So keep that in mind. These candles may look somewhat normal, but the ATR is quite big, presenting a lot of risk. So cautious out there. On the plus side, we are now, both markets are doing the same thing. So you see ES move down, played out, right? Getting this nice uptrend starting. Over on NQ, same thing, move down, played out. Getting this nice uptrend starting. So for the first time today, the markets are moving in lockstep. That's great. That's what you want to see. We still haven't really gone anywhere from the open. Market is working right back to where it was at the bell. Wow, look at that. Another volatile bar for, again, no apparent reason in the news. Almost a 60-point bar on NQ. Nice little move up on S&P, now stalling, just going sideways around the 21. Zooming out, we still have no apparent bias. Stuck between, on a larger scale, the overnight low and overnight high, but really we're stuck between these few opening candles here. The good thing, though, is that there is some movement, there is some volume coming into the markets. It's not a dead market. It just hasn't picked a direction yet. Headpan asking, can I click now? Yeah, I mean, hey, why not? Just click while the market's going completely sideways with massive candles. Might be fun. Another little sideways congestion on S&P. I could consider either a breakout pullback or a failed breakout of this little range. Breakout pullback would probably be better, so I think we have more likely to go to the downside. ES perfectly mid-range. Yeah, this is a no trade zone here, guys. Ed P, thanks for clicking the like button. Much better idea than clicking any trade buttons right now. Here we go. Little attempt to get out of that range. Again, if we have a breakout pullback, I would certainly consider taking that. We got the breakout. We just need that pullback, lower high. No solid lower high forming there. And Q's got a nice little move down. I'm having a hard time believing that it's actually Actually a legit move right now though. Morning, hey boss. If this keeps going down on the S&P, we may have a larger trend starting, but it's much too early for that. We're way too much of a range structure, and it's really going to be important what happens right here. We have all sorts of times that the market has turned away from this level. So watch what happens here. If we start chopping around, very likely that we're going to head to the upside. If we get a breakout, we need to make sure that it actually holds below that level in order to short. Here we go. We got that move down. Testing the overnight lows right now. So far being met with a bullish hammer. We do have a downtrend in play. Hivaz asking, do I copy trade? Meaning, do I have multiple accounts that I use a trade copier with? If that is the question, then yes. We'll close outside of that channel. Not getting a setup to go short. So far, this is looking like support will likely hold. Octopus, good morning. It's a similar price action to yesterday. Interesting. I wasn't around yesterday, but we had this big move up. And it went sideways for a while, but then we got that second leg up. And just a big uptrend all day. Not seeing that so far. Today looks pretty sideways. I hope we have similar price action to yesterday. Okay, here we go. Could get a second entry short. If this bar turns around bearish, we have this nice downtrend. One leg of the pullback, one attempt lower. Here's the second leg of the pullback. We're just looking for a good bearish signal bar. Looking pretty good so far. Looks like it might want to drop down. Nope. Close above the 21. Now if we wanted to short, we would need a move down and a lower high, but this thing is almost retracing the entire move at this point. So it looks like the range is holding. We have a full-on range today, ladies and gentlemen. Bears were not able to push it down below those overnight levels. We could get a move up. Move down is looking less and less likely. Little breakout of that channel. If the EMA holds, I'll be looking to go long. Over on NQ, we really do not have much of a trend at all. Just a lot less movement, a lot less volume than the S&P right now. Move down on NQ, move down on ES. We keep getting V-shaped reversals, moves. All right, here we go. We're testing the overnight low. Sellers may not be done today. I would love to see a little breakout to the downside. We're very close to this support level, but I will consider a short if we get a clean pullback here. That was a pretty nice bearish move. Not quite pulled back to the EMA. We're just hovering right at this overnight low. Kind of a sketchy area, seeing if we're going to break down or hold this. Come on, I just want the market to make a choice here. If you're gonna break down, man. Let's go. All right, if this ticks higher and then ends bearish, that's going to be our second entry short. There's the tick higher. Let's see if this bar reverses. Not super confident in it. I've had a lot of V-shaped reversals. Would not be a shock to get another one. But nevertheless, I will still take the setup if it forms. A little bit more aggressive since we're right at the support level. See if we can get it. Decent little bar. Let's see if it triggers. If that makes a new high, that will be canceling. All right, there we go. We're in it. I'm just looking for a quick scalp. Not going to be giving this a lot of room. Nice. Come on, baby. Break that low. Basically going to scratch this if it doesn't follow through right now. I don't want to sit through some chops, so we're either going to get the move right now or not. There we go. Come on. So close. So close to that low. If it breaks that, we could get a really nice flush, actually. But it's starting to look like we're going to scratch this. Which I'm totally okay with. We don't get the move, we don't get the move. Alright, scratched. But if we get a lower high, I'll jump back in this thing. That bar's not the one. See about this next bar. Want it to tick higher and end bearish. There we go. Another bearish bar. We'll give it one more shot. And same as the last one, I need immediate follow through or I'm going to scratch. We're not getting it. NQ looks like it wants to bounce too. Okay, we got a bearish bar. That's good. That's good. Let's get some follow through. No dice, but those are very small bars. So tiny risk for what could be a very big trade if we break through this overnight level. At the very least, we're going to get a nice little flush, even if it does end up bouncing. So I think it's worth the risk. Scratched one, small loss on the other one. No big deal. One trade is going to make up for that. But now we're closing above the 21, so it's kind of looking like this is support, and perhaps the range is going to be holding. We're going to work our way back up. This is exactly why we keep our stops where we do. Because this is when you know it's going to be wrong, right? If you're shorting here, this resistance needs to hold. And you'll see when it doesn't, boom, you get that big move, right? So this is when you want to get out. That's when you know you're wrong. This is the mistake that a lot of people make, is they keep holding through stuff like that. And now you're caught in an uptrend. So it's important to place your stop at places where if it goes there, you're going to be wrong. And that's going to be the start of the reversal. So this is a perfect example of that. NQ still remaining pretty, what's the word? Lackluster. Not a lot happening over here. ES is where all the action is today. Nasdaq a bit more flat. Low volume. Nice move up here though. Since that overnight low continues to hold, we can feel a lot more confident for taking long trades. So if we'll see if we can get a nice clean pullback here. Get in on the second leg up. NQ also has a little uptrend that is pulling back just not quite as strong as the S&P. I'm still not super confident in the Nasdaq today, so unless that changes, unless we get some more volume on NQ, ES I think is where the better opportunities lie. Come on, S&P. Yes, popping off, baby. You need to get back down to the 21 there. Looking for that move. Morning, gaming. Okay, finally we're getting this pullback. Drum roll. See if this is a legit one. And of course, right when we're looking like we might get a pullback, the market decides to continue higher, consolidate and continue higher. That's fine. More validation for this uptrend, and then the next pullback could be good. So that's what I'm looking for. I would certainly say that the longs are looking better than shorts. We tried a couple times to get down below this level. It held, continued to hold. Buyers stepped up in a pretty significant way. So I would look for either a bullish trend or a range. I hope it's a trend. It's more likely going to be a range just given all this price action, but we shall see, guys. So that's going to do it for the stream today. I'm headed over to the Discord. I'll be calling out all the setups that we're going to see, and usually there is this next couple hours is when a lot of setups occur. So going to be calling it out there, hanging with the Discord team. Appreciate you guys tuning in this morning. Have a great trading day. I'll see you soon.